Welcome back to Two Crows Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Holmes. And yes, this will sound different because I can't find my headset or my microphone right now. Why? Because life. I'm sorry. I want to say that first and foremost. I'm sorry that I haven't been consistent with posting because I got a job. I've been working all sorts of weird hours. It started out 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to 3 p.m. and now it's 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Next week it'll be normal hours again and then back to overnights. So it'll be really fun. I have not been able to get really on a schedule because there isn't really one. And I have to stay late almost every day, so I can't really figure out when to schedule being able to record. I'm in training, and the training is only going to be for a few months. So I'm going to figure it out and get some stuff recorded next week while I'm out of town for work. And then I'll be out of town again for work in a couple of weeks. So I'll be able to record more those weeks that I don't really have anything going on except for work. And I'll take all of my stuff with me to be able to record. So life's been a little up in the air lately, and I want to apologize for that. Kind of wanted to go over like what's been going on in my life, and I got a job. I will be one of the leaders at a Quick Trip truck stop, which if you don't know what Quick Trip is, they are an amazing company. They are not a franchise. They're only in the Midwest right now. And they are like a quick service. I wouldn't call it restaurant. I mean, maybe, as well as a convenience store and gas station. They're known for being very clean. Like our bathrooms are very clean, well stocked. Everything is very fresh. We go through all the dates every day. I'm very impressed. Super, super impressed with how they manage things. So I've been having training in each area of the store because you have to do what they call coworker training first, where I go through and I learn how to do every job in the store. So there's a lot of different jobs, from working in the front on the registers, from being the person who goes through and restocks everything. I am very, very, very thankful for the opportunity that I have and to feel like this is somewhere that I really belong. And I'm sorry, I've been crying and I keep stopping the recording because I'm crying, because this morning's been really hard and it's nothing to do with work. And I need to stop the crying before I need to be at work in an hour. But I was not let go. I was not promoted at a previous employment back in 2016 because they said I cared too much about my employees. I cared too much about the contractors in particular that were not getting paid well. They were not being treated right, but they expected them to be completely above board and do everything and bend over backwards and come in whenever they were needed, even though they were being paid less than minimum wage. I stood up for them. I fought for them to get paid differently, to go back to a different pay structure that we had had before, where the company was still making a lot of money and the people were happy. They were working more and they were providing better service because they were treated well. I had some workers that were making six figures, and you know what? They were working like 80 hours a week. So really it wasn't that much per hour. If you really want to break it down, they were making about $50,000 every regular 40-hour a week. But they were making six figures with being able to work that extra time, which they were still able to work the extra time, but there was no guaranteed minimum for them to make, which the guaranteed minimum prior was minimum wage. It was not a very high minimum, but they did not like that I stood up for them and did not promote me to a higher position. And my degree is in people. My degree is a business degree that focuses on people and treating people right, whether it be your guests, customers, coworkers, your employees, whoever it is, to be able to use them and they will respect you because you are treating them well. It's no secret to those who are around Quick Trips that if you work for them, they do profit sharing with their employees, or they call them coworkers. They take 40% pre-tax and divide it up among all of the workers. It is a percent of what you made throughout the whole year. Typically, it's about 10% of your yearly pay comes back to you as a bonus. And then they also do a bigger amount into your 401k. You're guaranteed 3.5%, I want to say, but they increase that with the profits. So you'll end up getting more into your 401k as well. You also get free coffee and drinks throughout the day and a big discount on your lunch. Your lunch is also paid, but it's only 20 minutes, but that's okay for me because I'm used to not taking them, managing quick service and food industry places. I never got breaks, so you just gobble up when you can. But once training is done, I'll be able to sit down more, work on schedules, do those types of things that I'll be doing, have more meetings with team, um, stuff like that. Actually, when I have my actual team, since our store doesn't open until November, my store will be bigger than the one that I'm training in right now. So hopefully, I'll get to see some that are about the size of the ones that I will be in because they are run a little bit differently and have more areas to them and more hands, I guess, and people. But I've really been trying to get to know everyone individually, kind of make notes of all of their interests and stuff. And we have these things called badges, where you badge people when you see that they've been doing something extraordinary or very helpful or something that you just caught that was extra amazing with safety, or they caught something like a fake 100, um, things like that. And I want to, you print them out and you give it to them. They also get an email with it. I got one the other day, which was big. But I am really trying to change it a little bit where I have stickers or something that represents all the people, which I know some would go for the same person. Like there's a bunch of them that love cows, and cow stickers are great. But putting a sticker that, like, I listened, I knew something about you, I see you as a human being and not a number, and I want to appreciate you and show you that I appreciate you. They also are very good about promoting. You cannot go above they call it a store assistant store leader externally. So all of their store leaders started out in positions in the store. Most of their assistant store leaders also started out as positions in the store. Then there's also leaders of different areas. So there's the kitchen leader, grocery leader, and then like a customer service leader kind of person. And then you have the shift version of those that are underneath that person. So that person kind of oversees the leaders, and then those leaders of the shifts oversee the coworkers. And it's a really good atmosphere. There's a really good vibe, and I kind of almost hope to stay in the store that I've been training in, which is only a mile from my house. The other one's going to be a quarter of a mile from my house. So it's not, they're very close to each other, but they're different. One's a truck stop and one is a gas station, convenience store. So they are different from each other and they make sense where they're at. We're going to be getting a third one in about a year and a half in the other side of town. But my town is tiny, but a lot of people go through my town. So it's a big trucker area. Industry goes through here to get to big cities. And I'm kind of the hub in between. Um, So yeah, it's pretty cool, and I could see myself there long term. Once you've been there 20 years, they force you to take paid sabbaticals on top of your PTO. You also get sick time that's the same amount as your PTO that you can use for your appointments so that you don't have to use your PTO for medical things or when you're sick. You can actually use them for fun, and they like seeing all the fun things that you do or places that you go, and they encourage you to do those things. And they stay very well staffed too, so that they expect someone to always be on vacation, basically, which I've never had that either. It basically everything would go on to everyone else where I worked, and you would have to basically be working a job and a half or two jobs when someone would go on vacation, and they wouldn't staff for that. So, other stuff in my life. I've been doing photography. I've been trying to get out and see the world and see the aspects of it that are beautiful, even within the discarded. So I take a lot of pictures of what people would consider garbage, broken down houses, houses hit by tornadoes, farms, um, washing machines that were just left out in a field, things like that. I also take pictures of people, usually themed shoots, and I do more of the darker, more macabre themes typically. I have a couple weddings this summer and some maternity photos that I'll be doing as well, which are going to be really fun. Um, and with the podcast, like I said, it's just been really hard to coordinate with everybody because we're all in different time zones. And I've been trying, it's me, Tyler, having to coordinate all of it for this one. So Lee has her own on Lano's, which you should definitely check out, which I have posted links to previously, but it's on Lano's and it's on Spotify and YouTube. And she comments on the YouTube for here as well often. She's been going through a lot, so you can hear on her podcast like what's been going on with her moves and mold stuff and things going on in life. And I've just been hanging in there, trying. I'm getting ready to do my first drag show, so I'll be a drag king in a drag show here for Pride next month, and that'll be fun. Um, I lost a lot of my patrons because I hadn't posted in a couple of weeks, and I'm sorry for that. I am going to be adding more to my Patreon, so it'll be getting more of my photography as well, and other art that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be making some fake cakes, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to first do some birthday cakes, and then I have some ideas for some like goth fake cakes that I'm really excited about in my head. I also have some other projects that I want to work on for woodworking, making staffs, and hopefully I can start working on things that I really like to do and get my area the way that I need it to be. But I appreciate everyone who has stuck alongside me. I understand those who didn't want to be paying. I do have a Patreon only podcast that is still, I'm way ahead on. So there's still episodes posting on there. So hopefully, those who do want that, even if you're at the like the lowest tier, $3 a month, you'll still get those. So I have those still posting, and then I post my episodes early, and I will be posting all of my projects as well on there and photography, which people seem to really like. And I'm posting some of them on a new Instagram that I made for photography. So if you go to my main Instagram account, Tyler Holmes 666. Uh, I was mad at TikTok when I made that name, and then I made it the same on Instagram. I I'll post where you can go to see the pictures for my photography there as well for free. and liking those and sharing them in your stories and stuff would help me get more exposure to get more followers to hopefully get more shoots. And I'm willing to travel for shoots. So, especially within Minnesota, South Dakota, Iowa, Wisconsin. So yeah, I want to set up some shoots within that region, and I will also travel other places and while I'm on vacation places to photo shoots. So I'm excited about that. I have some already wanting to do them in Arizona, California, Florida, and Missouri. And so when I'm in those places, I'll be doing some shoots there. But yeah, I love you all, and I'm sorry that I've been so neglectful of you. I will do better, and I should be able to get ahead. I will probably post one episode a week on the page, not on the Patreon, on Spotify, all the places, and YouTube until I get a good amount caught up. I want to have at least the amount through my training, and then I'll start posting the 2 a week again. But I appreciate you all, and I look forward to seeing you more. All right, Crow out.